Hello, everybody. The story for today is taken from 2 Kings chapter 5, verses 1 through 17. There once was a man named Naaman, who was a commander in the army of the Syrian kingdom. People respected Naaman a lot because he was a brave soldier, and because God allowed him to win many battles for his kingdom. Unfortunately, at some point, Naaman caught a disease called leprosy. Nowadays, we have medicine and treatments that can cure leprosy, but back in those days, people were very afraid of leprosy and anybody who had it. Having leprosy was basically a death sentence. But Naaman's wife had a young servant girl from Israel, and one day that girl said to Naaman's wife, "I wish my master would go to see the Lord's prophet in Samaria. The prophet would cure him of his leprosy." Naaman's wife must have told him what the young girl said, because Naaman went to the king of Syria and explained to the king how there was a chance he could be healed. The king of Syria readily gave Naaman permission to go to Israel, and the king even wrote a letter that Naaman brought with him. In the letter, the king of Syria said that he was sending his servant Naaman to the king of Israel so Naaman could be healed of his leprosy. After the king of Israel had received and read that letter, he became very upset. He wasn't God. How was he supposed to heal someone with leprosy? Was this just an excuse so the king of Syria could pick a fight with him and attack Israel? Thankfully, the prophet Elisha heard about what was going on and sent a message to the king of Israel that he should send Naaman to him. So Naaman went to the prophet's house and stood outside the door. But instead of coming outside to meet Naaman, Elisha sent out his servant to tell Naaman to go wash in the Jordan River 7 times, and he would be healed. Now it was Naaman's turn to be upset. He felt insulted. He said, "I thought the prophet would at least come out to see me, pray to his God, wave his hand over the diseased spot, and heal me. Aren't the Abana and Pharpar rivers in Damascus better than all the rivers in Israel? Can't I just wash in them and be healed?" But Naaman's servants stopped him, saying, "If the people had asked you to do something great, wouldn't you have done it? So why not wash in the Jordan River?" Naaman listened to his servant's wise words and decided to do what Elisha had told him to do. So he went to the Jordan River and dipped his whole body in the water once. And when he came up, nothing happened. He dipped his body in the river a second time, and again nothing happened. Naaman did this a total of 6 times, and each time nothing at all happened. But after the 7th time, when Naaman came up out of the water, he was miraculously healed. The leprosy was finally gone. Naaman was so happy that he returned to Elisha's house with his servants, and this time Elisha came out to meet him. Naaman said, "Now I know there is no God in all the world like the God of Israel." That day, Naaman accepted the God of Israel as his God and made up his mind that he would serve only him from then on. So here are 2 things I learned from this story. 1, even though it might not make sense to us at the time, God's instruction is always correct. And 2, we should follow God's commands completely. Naaman didn't understand why he couldn't go wash in one of the better rivers in his own kingdom. But if he had not washed in the Jordan River like Elisha told him to, he would not have been healed. And if he had stopped washing himself after the 1st, 2nd, or even the 6th time he dipped in the river, he also wouldn't have been healed. It's only because he followed the command and dipped 7 times that he was healed.